Starting.
Live.
All right. We are now live according to this, I believe.
Well, if we're live now according to this, and this is what people are seeing to bring it in, welcome to Last Minute Preparation!
Yay! But hold on. I have to do this. Let me. Yeah, John Hale's totally screwed up on this. All right, here we go. Let's do it. In the year 2014 on Earth Prime, two men gifted with the knowledge of comic books and movies join forces to form POWcast. Okay.
Is it playing music?
Yes, it is.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I think it's playing for not us.
Yeah, exactly, because you all suck. Now, here are your hosts, John Gallimore, John Hale, and Allison Ball. So I will probably only hear that through my audio, but I will hear you guys be like, so is this even playing? What's going on?
I have no clue.
And me making a face because it's two men and
you
over here.
Hey,
and me over here making a face.
I adjusted. Okay, I did say an Allison Ball. Actually, I gave you the whole Allison Ball thing. So there you go. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. All right.
So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for coming to check out the 21st episode of POWcast, which just happens to be our first ever live YouTube adventure. We're very excited to be here and very excited you guys came to hang out with us. I'm not sure who all's out there, and it's kind of odd because I'm kind of talking to you right now, but I'm kind of...
We're looking at you dead in the face, right in your soul.
Yeah, but I'm not... But I'm staring into a webcam. It's so weird.
But we don't know who we're looking at.
Yeah, oh, shit. I didn't even press record over here either.
Oh.
Whoops.
I did.
Well, Allison did. Thank you, Allison, for being on task tonight. That's
and all
really
of a sudden,
nice.
I'm in the show over here.
All the shade being thrown left and right. Oh my goodness! So, all right, all of our recorders are going. If you check out the YouTube video we had today, folks, we have digital recorders, and that's how we record all of our audio normally. So when one of us doesn't hit record on their recorders, then they are not in the show. And this is the moment where I want everybody on the show because this is episode 21 of POWcast. We've been rocking this since May, man, and it's our 21st birthday show. And just like anybody, you know, of course, I like to bring some drinks, bring some drinks to the show, and then of course it wouldn't be a comic book and movie podcast without me drinking out of my Superman shot glass right here. Will John Hale drink throughout the entire show? No, he will not, because then this will get really sloppy, really bad, really fast. But other than that, I want to say welcome to all of you out there in YouTube. We have about, let's see, 6 viewers right now. 6 is better than nothing. So guys, thank you very much for showing up, man. We appreciate every single 6 people out there. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so
and to the 6 people tuned in with us right now, here's something you didn't know. You're probably thinking, John, you said something about prizes, kind of like I was told there'd be punch and pie. So here's what's going to happen. Later on in the show, later on in the show, I'm going to hit you guys with some quiz questions. And if you get the quiz question right, you win a prize. If you get it wrong, you'll probably still get a prize. But if you get it wrong, John Hill has to do a shot of Goldschlager. Why Goldschlager? Because that's what John Hill brought to the show tonight.
Yep, I put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I put this evil on me.
You put that evil on yourself.
So I put this evil on myself right now. Actually, it's freaking frozen shut. There we go. There's all that sugar and so I'm going to go ahead and kick this off right now. John, you go ahead and talk about comics and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pour me a little something.
Let's see how it is. Yeah, so you'll be over there doing the manly drinking thing, and I'll be talking about the funny books.
I'm about to say manly drinking.
Well, I'm okay with talking about the
manly drinking with Goldschlager.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, And every time I see Goldschlager, I just think about Kelly Holdren and Matt McLean and drinking a lot of Goldschlager at the Sigtall House back in the day. Yeah, every time I see Goldschlager, you got to pour one out for them right now.
Yeah.
Just pour a little bit out. Not too much. Don't want to give the homies.
Not too much.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, this shit's expensive. No.
The house.
As we take this trip down memory lane.
Hey,
I think I got real quiet and sad for a second.
Yeah, I know. You brought Goldschlager. It just takes me on the path.
There you go.
So anyway, so live show. Thanks for hanging out. You know, like we were talking about a little bit ago. There's been so many things happen lately with comic books and movies, but you know, I honestly kind of want to kick it to something a little bit more personal for me, because you know, I just haven't got to talk to you guys about the trip I took. If you follow the page closely, you got to see how recently I went on somewhat of a vacation, a trip, checking out places that my wife is going to potentially be for her residency. And I was lucky enough to kind of be able to take that as a chance to see tons of comic shops from all the way from Cincinnati to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, we put up a blog on the POWcastpodcast.com, which if you haven't got to check it out, you know, I really think you should. I got to get out just some personal things about me, like almost why I have just more of a personal interest in comic books, you know, and kind of where it takes me to my childhood. So, you know, I mean, if you're interested in that sort of lame thing, feel free to check it out. It was such a fun trip. If you are somebody who's never got to go to a lot of comic books, if you're still fairly new to this, you'll see that no matter where you go, each of them are going to kind of have their own flavor. They're going to kind of have their own feel, and you know, kind of even bring something different to the table no matter where you're at. But it was such a cool trip, and kind of everywhere I got to go, I got to check out, you know, a place that had something different going on, and I had a lot of fun. So I got to see, and I really want to drop some names because I met a lot of cool people from a lot of cool places on this trip. Definitely one of the coolest places I got to go was to Arcadian Comics.
Little business card right there.
See that? See any of this? Yeah, a little.
Hold on.
You can see Comics is in Newport, Kentucky. And they're a fantastic shop, okay? If you're ever in the Cincinnati area, you know, I definitely recommend checking them out. The guy that was working there was super cool, and they have a really great selection. Second one I really want to drop and feel passionate about dropping in the Myrtle Beach area is Apocalypse Comics.
That's the most metal-sounding store ever.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. It was like, I felt like walking into the chocolate factory when I went to this place. Come with me and you'll see. Like, it was
like in a world of imagination.
It was huge, and it had a huge inventory, laid out extremely well. It was great. Like, it was just such a great experience. The guy that was working there, it just so happens, and it leads me to the next little bit of this. You know, I was asking about some of the inventory that he looked like he had packed up, and I said, "Hey, man, you know, did you just buy a collection? Do you have some other things in here that you know, I might want to look through?" He said, "Well, no, I'm actually got this packed up. We're getting ready to go to a convention." And I was like, "Oh, where at?" And he said, "Well, it's MiniCon in Charlotte, North Carolina." And I was like, "Huh, I'm about to go to Charlotte, because that's where my mom lives now." So I got to, you know, so the next leg of our trip, we go to Charlotte, go see my mom, and I got to take my mom and my wife to their first ever comic book convention.
That's awesome.
Which was, yeah, so it was super cool anyway. The awesome thing about this convention was it was really comic focused. You know, if you go to like Fanboy Expo or a lot of the different conventions, you're going to have a lot of different kinds of things, not just comic books, but there's going to be a lot of movie stuff, a lot more cosplay, and all that's great. And there was some cosplay going on, but this one was primarily about comics. But the greatest thing about it is not the fact that I picked up, but the entry fee for this convention was non-perishable food items. And the convention as a whole ended up raising over 16,000 pounds of food for a food bank in Charlotte.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic, dude.
It really was. I've got to drop some info for these guys. The people that set up this convention, because MiniCon is almost kind of like a preview con for Heroes Con. You've probably heard of Heroes Con, and if you haven't, it's the best comic book focused convention on the East Coast, hands down. But it's put on by the same people.
Excited about this info.
Yeah, I'm going to Heroes Con. Like, I've just decided I don't care if I got to quit my job to do. I'm going to freaking Heroes Con this year.
Awesome.
Oh, it's going to be such a great show. Yeah. I really hope to be there too, and you know, especially knowing that the people that put this on are not just trying to do great things for, you know, the comic book community, but really try to reach out to their community. I mean, like, you know, I had this real moment with Jade after. We just watched a comic book convention do more for their community than what some local churches do. And I mean, you have to have that moment when you think, like, man, they're really reaching out and doing things, and you get to be involved in something that's able to have that kind of grasp, and like you're part of it. You know, it feels great, and it's cool to know that something that isn't like a form of escapism or entertainment or whatever it is for you, you know, can also impact people that are less fortunate than you. So, you know, all in all, it was, you know, such a great trip. But also, I want to throw out one other thing. I want to give a big shout out to our friends Ben Holdren and Aaron Holdren, because I got to hit their new shop in Princeton, West Virginia, which is called Crit Hit Comics and Games. You know, so if you're in the southern West Virginia area and you get a chance to check them out, definitely do so. They have their heads in the right places with really trying to give that area a great shop and great owners experience. They're doing cool things with game nights. You know, Jade and I fell in love with the game Munchkin while we were out traveling. So yeah, so definitely if you're in that area, check them out. But that sums up a lot of the things from my trip. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed on all that.
Nice, awesome. Well, I was going to say, I saw you were taking a lot of pictures when you were traveling around the whole East Coast, so it's really cool that you got to see all that. You also picked up some pretty nice swag at this convention too, didn't you?
You know, and here's the thing. Like, I got the giant sized X-Men. I can't. It's over on the shelf right now. And then
laughing at you, teasing you.
Oh my God, no, dude! It's so cool to have that book. So if you're not just typically, if you don't just typically follow, giant sized X-Men practically relaunched and really put X-Men back on the map. Okay. It's the first appearance of Colossus, the first appearance of Storm, the first appearance of Nightcrawler, the first appearance of Thunderbird, and the first shows Wolverine with the X-Men. Okay, nice. So it's such a great book, and it's just one of those things that, you know, every really hardcore collector wants to have in their possession. So I really wanted to have one in my possession. But you know, dude, truth be told, from just a reading standpoint, while I was out on these trips, I wanted to buy things from each shop, something that I wasn't currently reading or something I wasn't currently involved in. You know, that wasn't going to be waiting on my pull list whenever I got home.
Right.
And I bought a lot of Valiant, bought a couple of Image books, but Ivar Time Walker, man, Ivar Time Walker from Valiant was just such a gem amidst new books on my trip. I love the Terminator movies. I love anything about time travel, anything that talks about it, and Ivar Time Walker, like 4 pages in, has you hooked. It is such a great book. If you like sci-fi, if you're reading comics but you want something just totally different, I highly suggest checking out Ivar Time Walker from Image Comic or from Valiant Comics. Yes.
Awesome, dude. That's really cool. Let's see. You also got Swamp Thing while you were out there too, right? The very first issue was the very first issue, very first appearance of Swamp Thing.
Okay, it's the first. It's Swamp Thing #1. It's the first issue. Swamp appeared in House of Secrets. House of Secrets 92 character, that'll be next on the list. But yeah, I got Swamp Thing #1, so super stoked about that. Got Brave and the Bold. I can't remember exactly what number it is, but it's the first time Jim Aparo draws Batman.
Oh, okay.
Got that book while I was out. The collection grows.
It grows ever so. Man, you can really see my gold cap I've gotten today. That's really making me self-conscious right now. Dude, like John and I were talking about it before we got on air. Yeah. We were. Let's see. If you listened to a few episodes back, I had teeth issues, which is another public service announcement. Kids, take care of your teeth. You might not go to dentist often. You might not think it's that big of a deal. Trust me, it's a big
deal. #John Hill's dad swag.
Yes. Go and get your teeth clean. So I went in today, and when I knew I was going to have a live show, I said, let me go ahead and schedule when I can get my tooth work on. And, I couldn't get porcelain, so I got a gold cap on my on my tooth because, insurance covers it. I got that feel. What's that line from Bridesmaids? Help me, I'm poor. My insurance couldn't cover anything else, so that's why. I'm sorry. That's a quote. But anyway, now I feel like a 1973 blaxploitation character walking around with the gold. And yeah, I know. Well, I sent a picture of my mom. I said, hey, Mom, if I ever go broke, I can at least sell this cap. And she said, son, please take care of yourself and know that we love you. And I'm like, word.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Your poor mom.
Yeah, I know. Justin Smith, you are not my mom.
It's your dad's swag.
I know, right? But yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on here. So.
Well, hey, we haven't got to hear from Allison in a while. She hasn't had a chance to be on the show.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So
it's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. So bring us up to speed.
What's going on, Allie?
Not a whole lot. I have been super busy with work and stuff and being an adult, which sucks. So
always
but
sucks.
I will tell you, hearing you talk about everything with your travels and stuff reminded me, it really resonated with me about when I went to Riot Fest. That was one of the big things out of that when I went to that Chicago shop. Was super impressed with Graham Cracker Comics in Chicago. They were super rad. But while you were talking about the comics that you're into, I don't think I've gotten to talk about Bitch Planet since I've been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Since I was been on here, 2 episodes into Bitch Planet, it's Kelly Sue. I can always see if it's McConaughey. I always mess up her last name, but she does Captain Marvel. So she's a big deal. But Bitch Planet is an amazing comic and is amazing. It's been adopted by feminists. It's super duper feminist, but it is also, if you like any kind of prison riot-y kind of exploitation 70s kind of stuff, you would love these comics. If you like any kind of fighting, kind of women fighting and beating each other up kind of things, you would like. And I know you're thinking now you're making a face how is this feminist? I'll get into that. I'm getting to that. So basically, Bitch Planet is a prison colony where women who have been marked non-compliant in the not-so-distant future get sent. So if your husband is cheating on you because he just doesn't like the way you act anymore and he's cheating on you with a younger version of you, you can be marked as non-compliant and they'll send you to the Bitch Planet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. that's the nutshell version. It does go deeper than that, but
Right.
or if you kill someone and they can find some reason to mark you at, and they do mark you, like they tattoo you with an N and a C, which I've never really considered a comic book tattoo, but I've totally considered getting the N and the C tattooed like behind my ear or
Nice.
something.
Nice.
Because that's how big of a deal 2 issues into this comic book. Like, I like put my fist up and been like really pissed off after reading this comic book. That's how
awesome.
big of a deal they are, because it resonates in this weird thing. Not the remake of the Stepford Wives that has Nicole Kidman, but the first Stepford Wives movie, which I would totally argue is a horror movie for a lot of people, because I think deep down that's for a lot of at least straight women. There is a fear in your life that after watching that, it's like that every man in your life would replace you with a robot if he could. That would, after watching that there's a little bit of a fear that, like, if there was a way that somebody could replace you with a robot that was more compliant and better looking and more cheerful and just would just shut up every now and then, like, that they would do it. Like, there's a nagging fear after watching that. Like, you're like, there's just a little paranoia that movie instilled, or at least in me, kind of. I was like, what if they could, you know?
Yeah, but so you're like that couldn't really happen.
But what if it could?
Could it?
But
Could it?
Dum, dum.
What if they could?
Let's say I remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I remember. Let's see. I read issue 1 of Bitch Planet, and one of the things that stood out was they're all in like the shower scene, and like I forget the character's name, but like it's a really really big lady.
The big, yeah.
Yeah, and she says they had her uniform, and she was like, "What the hell is this?" And like she said, like, "This one would cover my tit. What is this?" And I was like, "This is going to be good."
People are going to enjoy this.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very good. And, like, it reminds me of, like, the old 1970s exploitation, just like you were saying, the 1970s exploitation movies with that Roger Corman used to produce, one of them being Kate Sheet with Pam Grier and a whole bunch of videos. So I totally get that. Totally get that vibe.
The main character in it who's, like I said, I'm only 2 issues in, and from where they come out, like, I'm really bad about if I read, and I think I blame digital copies of stuff from where I download them on my Kindle. I blame it for this, that I only read things once, and then they end up getting deleted. So I'm trying to get these and back order them to where I can have the hard copy that I can go back and my brain will have them on hand so I can go back and read them. I don't know the names of all the characters in it yet, which is unfortunate. But the main character totally is that character, you know, that Foxy Brown kind of, I'm gonna kick everybody's ass sort of character.
Nice.
Because she basically doesn't. What ends up happening is, you know, somehow they've implemented this system of control of wherever, you know, whenever a woman is non-compliant for whatever reason, somebody in her life, whether she's actually committed a crime or whether somebody in her life just wants her to go away, they send her to this prison thing. And there's this weird whole thing of they have like this holographic, you know, nun kind of thing that they have the women try to confess their sins to and reprogram them. It's like really creepy.
Yeah.
Plus there's like, they get beat up all the time by the guard. It's crazy. But what they try to do, they've implemented this system, and now they're trying to, as forms of entertainment on the main planet, not the bitch planet prison colony, they're trying to set up, like they have kind of these gladiator-esque fights that they use to entertain people. So now they're trying to set up, eventually, fights on the bitch planet between the prisoners. So
of course it would come to that. Of course it would come to that.
So that's where, even if you're not a big feminist, your other hook comes in of why this comic is so great. So,
awesome,
I was reading an interview with Kelly Sue DeConnick, and she was kind of talking about it, and she said, you know, when she first started writing and kind of conceptualizing the book, she had one kind of theme in mind, but then she said just kind of as she wrote it and as it progressed, it ended up going, I guess, not necessarily a different direction, but kind of taking different turn, but she said she's so pleased just like the discovery she's making while she's writing the book. So she's, you know, it's definitely making lots of waves right now.
Yeah, she's just awesome. Even though I never fails that whenever it's the brain fog that I swear I get brain fog because the medicine put me on for my migraines. So I'll have somebody's name or something on the end of my tongue, and I'm just like, Like it's like something short circuits and I can't remember it. Even it's like something I should know really easily because it's someone I like, and then it's just like my brain just craps out. It's weird. But I always ruin her last name. Anyway, but she's a genius, and the thing that's really cool, I've taken some pictures of them and put them on. I don't think I put them on our feed for the show, but I put it on my Facebook feed. They have this genius thing in the very back. It's called a page called "Hey Kids, Patriarchy," and it's set up like old school, where you would send away to get like X-ray glasses or like dumb things like that.
Yeah,
but
I saw that.
all these really ridiculous, like they're ads for horrible things to make you like more attractive to people, or they're like weird little shout outs to these, all these ridiculous social ills of different things. And they did one in the last issue to Leela Alcorn, who was the girl who was the transgender teenager that jumped in front of the tractor trailer because her parents wouldn't let her were forcing her to get counseling to not be transgender anymore. And it was the sweetest, like, we didn't know you but we loved you, and just was this sweet shout out. And I was just like, this is why this is wonderful, is that it's like not only is it making waves on a feminist front, but it's also like they're making all this kind of social statements on top of it, just having all these other aspects of things that other people who don't even care about that would appreciate, because it's women like kicking ass, and there's the whole just let's watch people fight aspect of it. So.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and personally, no matter what, I mean, I guess that it makes me proud of the medium, just the medium itself, to do things that are that much on the forefront of a movement and that much, trying to, help, young women, especially or all women really, of various ages, with something like a comic book, something that might be to some people just as silly as just a comic book or something along those lines, but it just shows you, the kind of power that they can have and what they can really mean to somebody. So I mean, I think it's great for the industry. It's great for young women, all women, and I think it's just cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
let's see if we can't find something else cool to talk about before I start drinking more Goldschlager here.
Oh man, I want to ask like really hard questions.
No man, let's not do that right now. Come, okay, well, hold on. Hey, first off, hey man, look, I just got this weed whacker off eBay. All right, you don't need to sit here and tell me my business. No,
I told you not to call here.
With this.
Exactly. Darling, I told you quit calling me.
On here.
Big news here in the Marvel universe, as we all know, and just something I want to talk about because it's fresh in our minds. Like, of course, I'm just golden syrup. Spider-Man coming to MCU.
Oh boy.
Now, the only reason why I want to bring that up is because a lot of things have happened within a day and a half since this was announced. One being that, and this is bullshit. So let me go ahead and say,
John.
I know. I'm sorry. So a lot of companies like to announce these things at midnight. That way, you have to have someone around the clock in some kind of PR department. Now I'm not saying that, Powcast likes to be that forefront of, comic book and movie news, but damn it, we like to be at the forefront of comic book and movie news. And I got this alert in the middle of the night saying MCU has now signed a deal with Sony Pictures. And at first I was like, okay, that's cool. But then as all this goes on, we start hearing about a little bit of drama. Andrew Garfield might not be coming back. But apparently today, Andrew Garfield apparently was in talks to be Spider-Man again or something like that. So the deal, and as anyone knows, if you have a Marvel character outside of Marvel Studios or Disney, it's like a really, really, really bad family situation. Like, you have kids over here, you have kids over there, and the parents don't ever want to talk. Ever. But the kids are like, hey, we should hang out. And parents forbid it left and right. Well, apparently the deal is Spider-Man is not really at MCU more than it is shared custody at this point. Sony Pictures still owns all the rights. They still own Spider-Man 100%. They're just now allowing Marvel to help produce the movies. And in exchange for helping produce the movies, like I said, Marvel doesn't get any money from these films now, but they can now use the character within the Marvel Universe films.
Wait a sec. I just thought about something. So you mean to tell me that basically, if it looks like somebody's about to put out a shitty Spider-Man movie, we can just tweet Kim Jong-un and be like, hey, man, you need to stop this movie right now. Go ahead and threaten some stuff, and they can pull it. And it's going to get pulled?
They're going to say you have a tiny penis, and Spider-Man...
I'm sorry, I don't know why that...
And you need to stop it.
Yes, immediately. Yeah, pretty much. Well, after all those terrible emails...
Spider-Man's going to punch you in the face, so...
Yes, he's going to thwip it in the face.
Yeah.
But, like, the head producer lady, or the head lady in charge there was... I want to say Amy Pascal, but I could be wrong on that. I can look it up here. But basically, after all those terrible, terrible things came out, she had to step down from her office, and now she's a line producer. So she didn't get fired technically because she's still working for Sony Pictures. But apparently, word on the street is that she was the one the entire time keeping the Spider-Man deal from ever happening. When those leaked emails came out where Marvel was like, look, man, we really, really want Spider-Man, and we especially want him for Civil War. She was the one who was like, no, Spider-Man's ours. Spider-Man's ours. And no later than 48 hours after she left her post, it immediately snapped up. And now Spider-Man is now in the MCU, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of writers, because I don't think they've began filming yet on Civil War, I'm pretty sure that once that happened, everyone was like, all right, rewrite the whole goddamn script. Everyone put Spider-Man back in. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened because now, in the comic books, he was a major character. So it's probably safe to say that he will now be a major character in Civil War, which leads to a bunch of other questions. How are they going to reboot this franchise? I want to get y'all's opinion.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
For one, they don't need to reboot the franchise.
You are correct.
Do just like they did with the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk. You can make reference to it. You can play something in the opening credits. You can do anything like that. But for one, especially like Spider-Man's kind of like everybody knows his story. And don't get me wrong, it's a great origin story. It's awesome, but no time soon do we need that again in pop culture lexicon and comic book lexicon. If nothing else, I mean, like, if they want to do a new Spider-Man movie and start at the beginning, then bring us Miles Morales, okay?
Yes.
From me personally, like, having him involved in other movies in the MCU would be cool, but if I honestly feel like if and this is just an opinion, like if Marvel really wanted to do something different and something new, now that they have Spider-Man, do something like that, like DC does with their animated films. Do a Spider-Man movie, just do Kraven's Last Hunt. Because, do that as just an animated film and just make it its own standalone thing, direct to DVD, a story that's kind of high concept, something they're never going to do in necessarily a movie, but, it's a great story nonetheless. Do Kraven's Last Hunt as an animated film.
Right.
That would be, and then, get Sony to clear it or whatever they do or however they sort that out. But I really feel like that's one of the things that Marvel and not only set themselves apart, but the Spider-Man character and property work more for them. Whether he, makes appearances. Yeah, he is a major character in Civil War, and it will be good if they have him involved in it and stuff like that. He's also a very big character in the Infinity Wars.
Yes, that's true.
He's also very important in that. So, it'll be great that they have him, but I really feel that rather than going in and starting with another Spider-Man movie, rebooting the franchise or whatever, like do something different. Put out some animated stuff or something along those lines. That's my opinion, at least.
Right, Allison, what do you think?
I mean, really, my biggest reaction is I don't really care about what they do as long as they don't. I think that getting rid of Andrew Garfield was a good call. As much as I like him, I think that that's been the best call that I've heard if they're going to do anything with him. I don't think it's necessary to start over with a new series. I think that would be overkill because I think starting with the Andrew Garfield series of films was unnecessary. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying that it's one of those things where like I feel like as a viewer we would get fatigued, just like John was saying.
Yeah.
As long as we all know at this point how Spider-Man gets made, because I can tell you right now when I watch The Amazing Spider-Man, which I still love, but I can tell you right now the first 45 minutes of that movie, I was sitting there being like, okay, when's Spider gonna come? All right, okay, he got bit by a spider. Okay, he's gonna learn he can walk on walls.
Man's gonna die. Great power, great responsibility.
Exactly.
When he's gonna start flying around.
Yeah, exactly. Then of course Martin Sheen. Oh man, that sucks. Uncle Ben's gonna get shot. Whatever should happen. And then boom, gets shot. And then after that, I felt like I was able to finally enjoy the movie. Because now I'm all caught up, and I want to see what new they brought to this. I'm excited because I think I might have told John about this, but I loved how they were getting ready to do this whole. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was more of a scientist, and I missed that in the Sam Raimi films. He was more of a journalist in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man franchise. I really didn't see him doing much science. I mean, he had a great scientific knowledge, which was shown in Spider-Man 2 when the villain was Doc Ock and played by Alfred Molina. But other than that, I really didn't get much of a science vibe from him. But in this one, he was an inventor. He invented his web slingers. He invented and did all this stuff. So I totally would love to see a scientific Spider-Man come into the Marvel Universe with Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. With the hashtag Science Bros. Of the Marvel Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I just think that stuff would be more interesting than me having to go through. And of course, we'd have to. You have to think, what is Peter Parker's life now in MCU? There has to be a new Mary Jane. There has to be a new Gwen Stacy, which after Emma Stone played a really great Gwen Stacy.
Much as I love Emma Stone, like I'm not a fan of. I can't think of her name either now. The girl who they were gonna have play Mary Jane.
Amy from Secret Life.
From the Divergent movies.
I'm not a fan of her.
The girl who eats clay and doesn't use deodorant.
And wears those toe shoes all the time. Yeah.
And she has if you look up quotes by whatever her dumb name is, there are entire websites dedicated to stupid ass quotes that she says every day.
Yeah.
So her dumb face. Whoever her dumb face is, I don't want her to have anything to do with.
Yeah, unfortunately, I only know her as Amy from Secret Life because I'm married. So thanks, Jade. Amy from Secret Life that almost played Mary Jane.
Yeah, I was thinking Carrie used to watch that show too. It was so ridiculous. Well, I mean, I understand where they were trying to be current, but the storylines now, it's like, whatever. But this isn't Secret Life of an American Teenager podcast. This is talking about comics and movies. So back on track.
That's back on track.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So. Anyway,
okay.
So that's that. Other new news that's coming, and I don't, I'm an adult. I don't like my emotions to be played with easily. Is Constantine coming back? I think so. Maybe. Everyone's been playing a little coy. We've been seeing rumors of, and this is what we talked about on podcast form. Everyone's like, oh, it's getting canceled. But then again, we were like, so it could come back on Chiller, which is an NBC-owned channel, or it could come back on Sci-Fi. But those were, way, way long gone at that point. But now, the rumor was it's now moving to Sci-Fi, and it's going to be titled under Hellblazer. So, that's cool and all, but is it real? And now we've been getting tweets from, producers, executives being like, they're trying to confirm it, but they're like, well, it might be real, but we're going to have a hell-blazing announcement on Friday. I mean, come on, dude. Is it or is it not at this point? Seriously. Don't sit here and play with my emotions. So, I don't know. I've
had to divorce myself emotionally from everything because it makes me so. I'm trying not to swear, but I really want to swear. It makes me so like NBC makes me so angry that I'm not kidding. If they had farms, I would burn them to the ground and salt the earth. Like over this.
Damn.
Yeah. Between this and Community, I hate them so much. I hate them so much.
Well, I mean, if you think
this
about
Community
it,
and Conan O'Brien, like,
right.
how many times can you be sacks of idiots to the American public?
Right. That's absolutely right. Well,
and then we get the Jon Stewart announcement today.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know that's.
Talk about it. Also, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know, man. Just so many good people are leaving. No, well, like going back on for Constantine. I was originally going to post a YouTube video about this, but now that it's possibly coming back, I'm probably going to probably not do it now. But at the same time, when it was going to fail, other than people saying, and I've had people say, "Oh, because it's stupid and dumb." Okay, first off, don't you come at me trolling like that, son. But like other than saying it's stupid and dumb, tell me why. Tell me why it didn't work. Okay, it didn't have a good story. Okay, I can.
It was questionable.
Right. I could totally understand that. But at the same time, it's the same kind of genre that lasts within geek circles. There's a show just like it on the CW network called Supernatural.
That has lasted for a decade.
Yeah, for 11 seasons. For 11 seasons, and you're telling me that Constantine couldn't work? You know what I'm saying?
And I own most of those. I'm not even ashamed to say I own most of those seasons of Supernatural. I love Supernatural, and I will defend it all day.
Because it's an amazing series. That's why you own it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But and then
I've shed tears over that show.
Yeah. And of course we have David Morris coming in here with his brand of haterade. Constantine equals Grimm 2. All right.
Who watches Grimm? Do you watch Grimm? Do you know anyone that watches Grimm?
No one should watch Grimm.
Grandmothers watch Grimm.
Dousing haterade all up in this. I see you, Dave. I see you over there.
Your grandmother on dialysis watches Grimm, and then she goes to bed.
Right. No one.
That's who watches Grimm.
No one watches it, or at least no one who matters watches that show. No, but I'm just kidding. But but like I sit there and there's like this show has so many nerd tropes, that like should work, that doesn't. But now that it's moving to sci-fi, they can probably afford to be a little bit edgier. One of the reasons why I was upset as well is because we were getting introduced to a lot of good secondary characters, such as Felix Faust was introduced in the series, and we get to see a hint of the Spectre in the show. And I was just thinking of the possibilities. We could add Swamp.
So that's when you start toying with my emotions. When you start talking about when they cast when they cast Jim Corrigan, I was just like, I was so thrilled. I mean, quite frankly, I was like, yes, keep it around long enough for me to see the Spectre on TV, and then I'm good. Not that I don't care about Not that I don't care about Constantine, the character, or anything about the show, but
right.
I mean, I love the Spectre.
But all these other characters come in, and they even hinted at Dr. Fate. They showed the Helmet of Fate in the very first episode. I'm just saying, dude. And then you could think too. Maybe if they kept on going, they could do other characters like Zantana. They could introduce Deadman, maybe even Etrigan the Demon. No one knows, but that'd be baller to see, yo. That'd be baller.
You're only hurting yourself at this point. You're only hurting yourself.
I know.
This is just.
I know.
I guess that.
I can explain also part of the reason. Yes, you need.
Mm-hmm.
What?
But part of the reason why the beginning, I think, was wobbly is they switched gears with the storyline. I think people did, unless people followed it, because I followed this from when they announced that they were going to do it. until the very beginning. Initially, they were going to make up a story around, because in the first episode, he had a totally different girl involved other than Zed.
Right.
It was the
Right.
girl that bled on the scrying map and all that kind of junk.
Right.
And then in the first episode, they were like, "See you,
Mhm.
chick." She didn't want anything to do with Constantine because he was scary.
Mhm.
I think that's part of the reason why it was. There may be others that people would bring up, but I do think that's part of the reason why people are like, this was so uneven, is that all of a sudden they were like, this one girl that was in here out of nowhere made this map, and then was like, deuces, I'm gone. And then all of a sudden Zed comes in, who is in the source material, and is very important to a lot of things in Constantine's story.
Right.
And they have to totally switch gears to rearrange things to introduce her, and so it was rocky and uneven because you don't really know where she's coming from. But I think a lot of people, if you didn't know I knew to expect that because I followed through things and knew, okay, they're for whatever reason have decided to not follow through with him having this other chick around that they made up.
Right.
So I think if other people didn't know to expect that, yeah, it would totally be like, what the heck? This girl was here for a day.
Right.
And this is her dad's house. Why
yeah, exactly. She just showed up for no reason. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that's one plot hole that obviously people who didn't know what was going on would be like, what?
Right, but I mean, I think and it's weird to talk about now because apparently, I wasn't really hooked on the show for the first couple episodes either because there's always that early show watching a skepticism, but it was in the episode of A Feast of Friends or Feast for Friends when they had the demon that was like consuming everything in its path, and
that's out of the comic books.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best episodes because at the very end of it, you see where like John has to make a decision to like let the demon possess his friend, and he says, "Hey, look, this is gonna suck really bad, and you're probably gonna die." And he's like, "Okay, that's cool." In the very end episode, it's his friend screaming on a bed. And because he's slowly dying, and John just sitting there like holding his hand as his friend's like all tied down, screaming, and like he looks up and there's that angel dude staring at him, and I'm just like, yeah, I like this show now. I like this show so much. It's so deep, man. It's so
and that's
deep.
all, well, relatively out of the. It's taken from the
straight from the books.
Yes, exactly. So that is just absolutely amazing. So, all right, so one of the cool things that we wanted to sit here and do on this live show is, we like to have a little bit of boom, a little bit of bang, a little bit of Sammy Davis Jr. just came out. What the hell's wrong with me? What?
Don't ever drink Goldschlager again. You should.
Yeah,
just
I know.
You just channeled Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, I know. This is a bad kind of drunk for me. I don't. This is bad stuff. But one of the big announcements that we have here on the show is that for the year 2015, John and I were looking at ways in order to make the show different, how to spice up a little bit and have goals. But we do have
I'm going through a lot of changes. My body is beginning to grow in ways that I was not prepared for.
No, stop. No. But one of the big announcements we have is that POWcast has picked up a sponsor for our show, which I am very proud to announce. Ladies and gentlemen, POWcast is now being brought to you by West Virginia Beef Jerky. If you want more information on it, go to westvirginiabeefjerky.com. Some of the best beef jerky located in the great state of West Virginia, made out of pure natural meats, proteins, dried in a great process, and has no nitrates. So that was a very
John didn't read
tag.
Any of that.
Yeah, I didn't read any of that. I just took it off of memory. But we are now sponsored by West Virginia Beef Jerky. We're going to be raining in dried meat all the rest of the year. So,
like I was talking to my brother, and I said, if somebody had told me that, John, in a few years you're going to get paid in beef jerky to talk about comic books and movies, I'd have known that my life was going down the right path. That's all I need to know.
We are doing good. We are doing good here in life. So
Seriously though, you know, the guy that owns the company for West Virginia Beef Jerky, longtime friend of ours, you know, hardcore comic book fan, you know, super cool cat. And West Virginia Beef Jerky, if you talk to anybody that's tried it before, it's phenomenal. They love it. You know, so we're super stoked to have them on being part of the team, and you guys will hear more about that in the future. But we did want to let you know about that because it is some cool news.
And you might be hearing some commercials by John Alice and I in future broadcasts as we try to represent West Virginia Beef Jerky. So yeah, that's that. And so I'm pretty sure everyone's been sitting here for over an hour hearing us yammer. We got about now 12 viewers, which is 6 more than we had at the beginning of the show. So that's really awesome. So the real question is, John, should we start giving these people some stuff for coming in and watching the show?
I want to give them all kinds of things. I want to give them stuff. I guess so. The biggest thing is we got to figure out people on the show to participate. So really, I guess, John, what do you say? Get them to message us, and then we'll send them a link to the show, and then come on, ask a question, make a comment, try to get you drunk?
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on, man. Come on now. Don't be throwing stuff up like that. No. What we're gonna do right now is we're going to open the show up, and we're going to send you a link to jump on here with us to participate in the show. So I think we're gonna pick people by random, and this is a contest to win some comic book collections and a chance to win some How is it pronounced, Allison?
Funko.
Funko Pop figures, including a full-size Deadpool and a dancing baby Groot.
There's a Deadpool, there's a dancing baby Groot, and then there is a... Sorry, I got distracted. There's Deadpool. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
There is a dancing baby Groot, there is a Deadpool, and then there is a Harley Quinn keychain and Batman keychain. So.
I mean, right there, folks. So, if you are...
There is a picture I put up on the page if you want to see them.
Alrighty. Well, so if you are near your computer right now and you send me your email address within the comment section, I'll go ahead and I will contact you here shortly. I'll send you a link so you can join in with us. Also, you know, as we all know, we're all sitting here having a good time.
Or a Facebook message or something.
Yeah. If you send us a message via Facebook or on the chat or via Twitter, you know, we'll sit here and we'll pull you in. It's on a first-come, first-served basis, so I'll be checking Twitter, Facebook, and the comments. So if you send me a chat, first-come, first-served, I will go ahead and send you a link, and you can come in and participate in the show with us. Now, there's going to be some rules here. You know, of course, if you go crazy and whatnot,
we need laws in effect.
Right. You know. Yeah, be cool. You know, that's all I'm saying. Just be cool. So yeah, go ahead and let's see. I'm checking Facebook and Twitter right now. Just send me your email address, and I will send you a link to the show, and you can hop right in here with us, and you will be questioned not questioned. God, it sounds like an interrogation. You will have the ability.
You will be interrogated. You will admit to every bad thing you've ever done.
Yep.
If you don't want to,
we will question your nerd credibility. If you don't want to be on the air,
oh yeah, we will deny it too. If you don't want to necessarily be on the show too, just shoot us a message really quickly, and we can do that as well, and we can answer a question or whatever.
Okay, all right, here we go. Wow, everyone's jumping in at once. All right, give me 1 second here.
Cool.
I got one straight in. Let's see. Okay. Oh wow! Everybody's jumping up in here. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do a eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay.
People want some of these sweet gifts.
Yeah, pick up some of these sweet.
People like prizes.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not going to tell you what I just read, but I'll go ahead and I will copy and paste this one person, and they should be receiving a message here momentarily.
What did you just read? I want to hear it.
Read?
Michael Mann is awesome. He said no crazy. I'm bored and I have a brain surgery scar. Michael Mann at scg@gmail.com. Random. All right. I got. All right. Okay. Hold on. I got one. Everyone's blowing up right now. So hold on. All right. We're gonna do this one at a time. So okay, there you go here.
Single file line.
Yeah, single file line.
Single file.
Okay. So I'm gonna send one.
And in the meantime,
invitation has been posted.
Oh, jeez.
And this person should be responding here momentarily. Alrighty. Let's see, and of course, we have to hold on to our hats here to make sure all this goes according to plan. Otherwise, we're gonna look like fools.
Hey, so in the meantime, while we're just sitting around like just wasting airspace, for those of you who are kind of wondering what's going on with the DC Convergence event, they are doing a bunch of books to kind of supplement Convergence, and they're bringing some characters out of the ashes that didn't currently have books. So since we're doing a video and I haven't put up a first appearances in a while, I thought it would be an interesting time to just bring up a couple first appearances, because we are going to see Renee Montoya as the Question. And the Question is a very cool character that first appeared in Blue Beetle #1. So,
okay.
While we're waiting to kick that off, there's some knowledge. The character The Question first appeared in as one of the backup stories in Blue Beetle #1. So Renee Montoya that you're seeing on Gotham right now, for anybody that's actually watching that train wreck of a show, they have even potentially hinted at introducing her as The Question on there. So that would be a really cool way for them to bring out that character, even though the show's terrible.
I mean, I had such high hopes for that show.
I did too.
I mean,
I did too.
But they are introducing the Joker.
I honestly thought about watching that. I really did.
Yeah, I think I might watch it just because it's new, and the dude that got to play the Joker looks really good for the character.
John, you did send this link for this person to join, right?
Yes, I did. Look, man, don't be telling me my business. Look, the link has been sent. All right, it's out of my hands. My hands are like washing.
Send another link. Send another link.
Dude, I've sent 2 links. I've sent a link to that person's Gmail, and I've sent a link to the actual controlling. Oh, there that person is.
We've been joined by a mustache.
Yeah, a goatee of a man right there, in the form of Michael Gallimore. Michael, welcome to Powcast Live on episode 1.
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing there? You doing all right?
All is well.
Awesome.
I am.
Oh my God. So, anyway, welcome, Michael. You crazy duck, you. John, you got a chance to now win some cool prizes. John, help this man out. Try and win something cool.
Okay, so well, here we go. So just so everybody sees that, even though it's my brother and I'm not cheating anyway, I'm going to screen share, and you're going to see exactly what I see, so that way you can see this question. Okay. So screen sharing. All right. Everybody see this?
No, not yet.
No.
Okay. Well, hold on. Okay. How about now?
Yes, now I see that.
Okay, Michael.
Michael,
So,
let's see.
in
Michael,
what issue did
I think your volume
Wolverine
might be a little bit.
first appear?
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
There you go. Oh. Hold on one second. Yes. Now I see. Okay, there you go.
There is a delay. There is a delay. So you gotta everybody watching on the other end, be suspenseful. There is a delay.
Yes.
So much delay right now, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So next time I'm just going to ask the damn question.
There you go. That would probably be awesome. But hold on. But that's okay.
We're
That's
learning
okay.
together. We're learning together.
We're learning together.
Yeah. So it's there is a delay. So you gotta everybody watching on the other end. Okay, to hell with the damn thing. All right. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to stop the screen sharing
And just ask them
and just ask questions.
because
All
that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So glad that failed miserably.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Michael, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. So, in which issue did Wolverine first appear? Giant Size X-Men #1, Wolverine #1, Incredible Hulk #181, or Alpha Flight #1?
Okay. I'll go with let's. What?
Did you cheat?
Yeah,
Michael.
I'm here.
Michael, put
What?
that. You put the
I was
internet
never
device
told
down
that I
right now.
can't cheat.
John Hale gets to drink a shot, and you're going to win something anyway. It doesn't really matter what you say.
Hey, stop that. Oh, dude, you can't give him nothing. He's sitting there going on Wikipedia.
Hey, I was never told I had to play by the rules. Okay, you didn't specify. Hey, look,
You
I'm just in it, so I'm just here basically so I don't get fined.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Michael, would you like to win some comic books, or would you like to win a little Funko Pop thing?
I would like to win some comic books.
All right. Well,
No, wait a minute. Ask him another question. And the only reason why I say that is because I don't want anyone just to be like, oh, let me go ahead and hop on Wikipedia and not really try. In the spirit of honesty and awesome. And, yeah, I'm just saying. Can we kick it? Can we do this right? Can we do this right? That's all I'm asking.
we said at the beginning of the damn show it didn't matter if they got it right or not, that they were going to win something. So I don't see why we're doing this.
Yes, you are correct. But then when you got the gall to put the Wikipedia thing up on the camera, on the screen, you must have liked. Hey, look, he does got a copy of Bitch Planet.
Okay.
But anyway, come on, man. You can even ask him, what color is Wolverine's suit? And that's an easy one. Just saying.
It's Cap's real name.
What's whose real name?
Captain America.
Well, at least I told you all that I was cheating. I think that's fair. The fairest way to cheat.
What is Captain America's real name, Michael? You heard the man.
Oh, that's easy, man. That's easy.
If that's easy, let me go ahead and look over to the
Jordan!
left here.
Jordan. What's Kaka's real name? Steve?
Steve what?
Steve Gallimore. No, I don't know.
Your dad? Captain America?
I don't know. I suck at this game.
Hell, John, at least he tried. Go ahead and give him something.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and give him something. At least he tried.
I'm embarrassed. Okay, Michael, you're going to win some comic books. I've got some over there. I'm going to send directly to you.
Lord, how much.
All right, thanks for playing. Thanks for hanging out with us, Michael.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
All right.
having me. Sorry, my internet sucks. My lag was so bad. Enjoy.
That's all right, guy. Catch you later. All right. After that freaking fiasco, let's go ahead and get. Yeah, do not cheat. Okay, you know, I mean, hey, look, I understand everybody wants to go ahead and have a good time and enjoy themselves. That's fine, but at least try. At least try, okay?
I'm glad you all could see why my childhood was so entertaining now. You got to see me spend time with my brother, so I'm telling you, dude, he's the funniest person on this planet.
Oh, jeez. All right, then. Let me go ahead and send another invite out here. See, I will actually send it to the person who was the second person in line. So, John, entertain the people. I actually messed up because
entertain the people.
Yeah, John, Allison,
do a thing.
Yeah, do your thing. Allison,
Yes.
you guys do stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and send this second invite out. It's the second person who got to me in line. So let me go ahead and do that.
Years to get that out.
Is it gonna take it? Hey, look, you shut the hell up. I'm sitting here doing this thing, all right? I love both of you so much right now.
I understand. I understand.
We'd be yelling on rooftops.
Yeah. I yell because I love. Okay, so we just now sent out a invite to this person who should be responding here momentarily.
Oh boy. More random comic book knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So the Purple Man. The Purple Man is going to be one of the villains in Alias, and Purple Man first appeared in Daredevil #4.
Yes.
And so and I'm hoping that's going to be one of the things that kind of links the Daredevil TV show to AKA Jessica Jones, which is the Jessica Jones Netflix TV show.
Yes.
The Purple Man is one of the most terrifying Marvel villains ever. And I'm really excited to see him. So I thought it was a really good choice. He shows up in the Alias books. So yeah, there's your first appearance, comic book knowledge for Zebediah Kilgrave.
And he's going to be
Kilgrave.
And going to be played by David Tennant, who I think is going to make an excellent psychopath.
Yes.
He's going to kill him.
Brilliant in that. Because there were people that are like, oh, he was so nice as the Doctor, but they don't realize he's also played he's done Shakespeare, he's done all these other roles for the BBC where he has played somebody who's completely unglued. Like, he's brilliant. So that was excellent casting.
Absolutely. Hold on a second. Our recipient is having problems connecting. I'm going to work on some stuff to fix that. Just give me 1 second here.
Other comic book knowledge.
I was like, look, This is a 3-person show. Y'all need to pick this up now while John Hale has the character.
Hey, man.
Get off my back, man.
I wasn't prepared for your failure, John.
Hey. Oh, really? Wow, look at this big red button that says stop this whole damn broadcast, right?
I can talk about Ghostbusters.
I'll drop my ball and take this dumb bitch home. That's what I'll do. All right.
I can talk.
Yes, we'll stop our... Wait. I just saw an invite, finally.
Oh. This person, I think it's a connection issue on his or her end. So I'm going to try another one really quick.
Why don't you talk to us about Ghostbusters in the meantime, Allison?
Okay.
Yeah, you do that, Allie.
Okay. So I've been working on a post on for the page on our blog about my thoughts about Ghostbusters and how it makes me really defensive, and how I threw a temper tantrum. Well, I didn't throw a temper tantrum.
I didn't rage, but I destroyed everyone in my path.
I might have gotten yelled at by an administrator on a website that I followed because he thought I was attacking him personally. I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. He was like, he thought I was calling him sexist, and I wasn't. I was just saying, I don't know. But people were like, whenever they announced that they were the cast for the all female Ghostbusters, which is that bothers me anyway. Why we're not just calling it Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 3?
Right.
Like, I think that's the problem, is they're packaging it wrong. Like, if people quit calling it all female Ghostbusters, people like on the internet who have a problem with these kind of things would stop peeing their diapers. Like, they would stop freaking out. But basically, the conclusion, the reason I haven't been able to finish my post, because my opinions have kind of changed about it. Like, I initially got really defensive and felt the need to, like, scream in everyone's face, like, basically to stop being a jerk. And you don't have to see this movie if you don't like it, and stop saying it's going to ruin your memories of the old movie, because that's not how memories work, you idiots. Like,
right. No one's taking your childhood.
No one is taking memories of the first Ghostbusters away from you, you dummy. That's not how memories work. Like, no one is going to Men in Black erase the memories of the first movies from your brain and replace them with a feminist version of Ghostbusters. Right. Shut up.
And and you know, it's not really it's not a, well, you know, what I say, we don't know if it's a feminist version. It's just with a female cast.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. And I even posted on Facebook. I was like, you know, I think part of the problem is that no one's calling it Ghostbusters 3. It's called the all-female Ghostbusters. Yeah. And I'm like, it's called Ghostbusters 3. Now, the one problem that I have is how is this going to work into the continuity? But they just now released a synopsis of all the characters who are involved and saying how they would be brought into this. So I think that kind of cleared up a bunch of stuff there. But Allison, continue. Go ahead.
I need to look up this woman's name real quick. And the cast, I think, is going to be... they're not necessarily who I would pick, but they're who I figured who was going to be in it. Let's see. But there's one lady who... I have to say that if you are not inspired by this, Leslie Jones, Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, you kind of assumed were going to be in there. Kate McKinnon, that woman, I am so jealous of her that I almost hate her guts, because she can do impressions of just about anybody. Like, if you don't think she's great, or can't even respect the fact that she's talented because she can do such great impressions, there's something wrong with you. Leslie Jones just got cast in her first blockbuster at the age of 47 years old. Like, if that doesn't freaking inspire you, something is wrong with you. Like, I don't know how you can hate on this movie, at least because of that fact that woman has been working, like, she's worked with Chris Rock, and she's worked in comedy for all these years, and just now got cast in freaking Ghostbusters.
Right.
Like, as a 47-year-old black woman, who, when you're 47 and a woman in the movie industry, you might as well be disposable. Like, no one's going to cast you in things. So that right there, like, I don't care if it comes out that it sucks and it looks terrible. I'm probably going to pay money to go see it just because to be the one woman cheering section for Leslie Jones. Like,
yes, for Leslie Jones.
Yeah, like, go ahead at 47 getting cast in your first movie. Like, that's impressive. So,
do your thing.
Yeah. Do you got any luck with anybody?
Our one viewer is having problems. I don't know if it's on his end or our end, so I'm going to put him in queue for right now, and I'm going to send it to another person here. Hopefully he'll sign on here in just one moment. So, John, why don't you give me some more comic book movie news? Or give me some more comic trilogy.
Oh, goodness.
Talk about them funny books.
We about to talk about them funny books. I've actually had a couple of people asking me lately, John, I want to get into comics, or I'm new to comics, and they're talking about should they or should they not wait for Convergence to go through for DC, or should they wait for Secret Wars to go through for Marvel? Should they wait it out and then start over, or should they jump in now? Like, where are they at? And I think they actually bring up a good point. Does it seem attractive necessarily to jump right in right before you're going to hear, because you're hearing a lot of things like reboot and reset and new universe.
Right.
For one, for DC, there's, especially if you're going one of their main titles, because here's what's about to happen. We didn't really get into this part. For DC, after the Convergence event that starts in April, okay? After this event goes through, they're basically going to hack off about half of their books, okay? They're going to have 24 main titles, and then they're going to have 24 kind of experimental titles where they can go and test the waters for miniseries, little ideas they had, different books they're going to be pitched, and it's affording them the ability to do some really cool, really creative things. Black Canary's about to get a new solo book when all this goes through. Dr. Fate's going to have a new solo book. They're doing some really cool things. But to get back to the question, should you wait for all these events or things to go through? Not necessarily. A couple of my most favorite Marvel books right now, the Iron Fist, Silver Surfer, Ant-Man, books that I'm reading monthly, they are not tied into any major event, so you don't have to worry about anything coming up with Secret Wars really affecting them or what your readership's going to be with them. Now, whether it does after Secret Wars, maybe none of us are really sure how that's going to change the universe. But as far as the next couple of months, nothing is going to interrupt them or foreseeably interrupt them. On the Marvel side, on the DC side, all your mainline books like Batman, Superman, Justice League, Aquaman. Yes, I said Aquaman with mainline books. They are not. They're going to take, I guess, a sort of break during Convergence, but they're going back to themselves, same creative teams, same issue numbers, same everything after the Convergence event goes through. So, I guess if you're a new reader, if you're just kind of getting into comics, you could feel more comfortable starting at this 0 point, kind of starting point break. But there's no reason not to go to a comic shop tomorrow and say, hey, I want to read comics, start here, kind of a thing.
Right. All right, cool. I'm sitting here still trying to figure out what in the world is going on here. I'm sending people, one, I know it's not me who's messing up, and I'm not blaming our audience as well, but we're getting some weird stuff hanging on here. So I'm going to try to...
Okay, so if we can't get you on the show for the video or any audio or anything like that, if you just want to shoot us questions, some way to participate, because I don't want to drag anything out with a bunch of technical difficulties.
Right.
If you just want to send us a question as a message or as an email or a comment or something like that, you guys can participate that way. That way we're not just all sitting here staring at a screen waiting for something interesting to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get asked another question just so I can cover really quickly. I get asked all the time, like, I want to get into comics. What should I read?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a lot of people that will be like, well, what do you like to read currently? Do you like to read fantasy? Do you like to read this? I honestly like to ask people what kind of movies they like, because the way that comics, the way you kind of interpret them mentally, the way you kind of take things through them, I really feel finding that gateway drug, it's almost a better question to figure out what kind of movies somebody likes, as far as finding a way in, and then you can kind of go from there. If you're somebody that likes suspense and crime, kind of movies, there are definitely books to take you down that alley. If you really like action and a lot of stuff like that, there are definitely books that are going to take you that direction. So when you're first kind of getting into it and getting into the medium as a whole, I really feel that can take those things in consideration, and if you don't have somebody at a local shop to consort or something along those lines, shoot us a question or shoot us a message, and we'd be glad to help with any recommendations we could.
Okay. Sitting here. Give me just a few more seconds here. See if you can't come up with anything else. To talk about Secret Wars for a little bit, and then if I don't fix this problem coming up here, then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start picking people in the queue that sent me, and then we're just going to answer questions via Facebook, chat, and Twitter. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably the best way, because people are saying that it's because what I'm doing here is I'm sending people a link right now in order to join into the podcast, and they come in, which we clearly see that work because Michael showed up. But now apparently some people can't get in, and I don't know if it's a bandwidth issue. I don't know if it's something on our end. I don't know if it's pretty much whatever. So hopefully.
Moral of the story is what we're actually trying to say is thank you for going through these growing pains with us.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily get to anticipate, and we're learning all this. So thank you for helping us grow as a show and hanging out with us.
Right.
No, never.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So thank you guys so much for being patient with us.
Allison, do you have anything you want to drop on the kids?
Just you were talking about people starting to get into comics. I get one of the things I do get asked a lot from where I work with kids is, I'll talk to them a lot, and they're really just, I wanted to mention, there's a couple of really good things that I feel like are excellent, especially if you have girls, like, probably not, like, super young, but probably middle school, 5th grade to high school age girls. Miss Marvel, to get girls into comics, I think it would be amazing, and also, like, Lumberjanes, anything, like, along that line. Like, I think those are probably, if I had to recommend starter comics for anybody, like, those are two really good ones to get anybody starting out in the comic books. So, and I'm sure that there are, there are also, off the top of my head, like, I have, like, ones for boys that are that age, too, but off the top of my head, like, I can't say enough good things about Miss Marvel.
Right.
Because it's so good.
If you're not reading, I don't care, boy, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet transvestite from transsexual,
Yes, exactly.
Panda bear, cricket.
A panda bear that can read.
Right.
Yeah,
owl bear.
Miss Marvel is such a great. It's a great read for anyone. It's a great publication. It's fantastic. If you're not reading it, I highly suggest you check out one. Just read one issue of Miss Marvel. It's great.
Kamala Khan is the best.
All right, then. John Hale's gonna go rogue on this issue here. All right, the next person up on our comic trivia thing is Mr. Jesse Lively, who's been very patient with us here for the past 15, 20 minutes. John, what kind of comic question trivia do you want to throw at Mr. Jesse Lively on here?
Can he hear us?
Hey, look, man, he can talk on the Connect. He's on the chat right here. He's talking with me right now via GChat. He is absolutely fine. Actually, hold on one second. Huh. That's weird. Michael just said that his link is still working for some reason, even though I ejected him. I sent him a link to the show. So, anyway, up next is Jesse Lively. So, John, do you have some comic book knowledge and movie news for Mr. Jesse Lively?
I don't have really any knowledge, but I do have a question.
There we go.
In what issue did Spider-Man first appear? Is it A, The Amazing Spider-Man #1, Fantastic Four #1? Is it C, Amazing Fantasy #15, or is it D, Marvel Spotlight #12?
All right, Jesse, you have your chance to, if you could, just answer on the Palcast chat. If you can, I'll keep my eye on that. John, if you could, ask the question one more time and give him the answers, please. Just for repeat purposes.
Okay. In what issue did Spider-Man first appear? Is it A, not the right answer, B, also not the right answer, C, Amazing Fantasy #15, or is it D, not the right answer?
He just said, I have no idea.
It's C, Amazing Fantasy #15.
Jesse Lively, you won a really cool prize! All right. So, goodness. Jesse Lively, go ahead and make sure you send us your address via the Facebook page, and we will send you your cool prize. So, okay, Jesse Lively said, okay, I want to go with C. So you were correct. So, that's cool with that. Next up on our queue was the third person to go ahead and chime in. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
He needs to tell us what he wants so that we can eliminate. So we know.
Yes.
By first come first serve, so we don't promise things.
Yes. Jesse, of the prizes that we have, John, what were you going to send Michael?
Some comics.
Okay.
At least with the Funko things, I need to know which ones.
Right, exactly. So, Jesse, would you want some comics or a Funko pop figure? We will sit here and wait momentarily for him to answer. Let's see. So while that's going on, thank you all for bearing with us during these slight technical difficulties. Look, y'all, it's cold out here in the streets, and we try our best. All right.
It's hard out here.
It's hard out here for a pod pimp. I mean, it's hard. It's just so hard. So hard.
This is hard.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Michael, I would say I think the lag on their end. Yeah, when you're watching this, we got about a 20 to 30 second delay on this. Just Alive would like to have a Pop Funko Pop vinyl figure, Baby Dancing Groot, if at all possible.
Okay.
All right, so Jesse, make sure to send us a Facebook message with your address to the Powcast Facebook page, and we will get that to you ASAP. So, in my third queue here, the very third person I've been keeping tally to come up is another good friend of ours. It's going to be Michael Mann. Mike Mann, one of our good friends, who's up here in Morgantown, I believe, recovering from a little bit of a surgery that he just now had here. So I'm very glad that he's here to join us here on the podcast. Mike, you have your chance to win a set of comics or a Funko Pop figure. So, John Gallimore is going to sit here and request. No, he's going to ask you a question for a possibility of winning a cool prize. So, John Gallimore, go ahead.
So wait, I'm just going to ask a question, then we're going to wait 20 seconds for an answer, and then we're going to wait 20 seconds to see if they got it right, and then we're going to wait another 20 seconds to...
Hey, man, you wanted the interactive. You wanted the interactive
everything
part.
like...
you wanted the interaction.
I'm just trying to capture all this. How about this? How about everybody send us your email address and your address, and we'll send you a bunch of free shit. How about that?
Or we can message them a question, and if they send the question, try to answer back. We'll send them a prize.
I'm just frustrated with the lack of Google Hangouts.
Yes, that's what's happening right now. All right, so what? We're just gonna ask everyone who's in here right now to send us their email address, and then whatever we get in queue, we'll send them prizes. Is that what you want to do?
You better believe it. They came. They saw us. They got to put up with all of our mishaps and shortcomings, and they hung out with us this long. So I feel like that this is T-ball, and everybody's a winner all of a sudden. Everybody gets a trophy.
All right then. Well, in that case, go ahead and send us your address to the Powcast podcast page, Facebook page, and we'll send you something cool in the mail. So
John Hell just has to drink the rest of his bottle of Goldschlager.
No. That is not how that's going to go down at all. Although I am feeling a little parched. And what's going to cure my parchness?
No, I'm not going to lie. After Google just shat itself on us, I'm really wishing that I had something to drink now.
Yeah, I know. Well, first off, do not get too upset, my friend, as I watch these gold flakes fly through Superman's body. Don't get too upset, because one, this is our very first time trying this. So I'm not that upset about it. Yeah, shit happens. Two, I'm just glad all these cool people
wanted to hang out with us.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm just glad all these people got to hang out with us. So no one, no one needs to be upset.
And they all get free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you showed up tonight, folks, and you got free shit. So if you don't like that, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to say past that. I'm sorry. But yeah, guys,
I also have some Batman and a pair of Batman socks and a pair of Darth Vader socks. So yeah, you want those?
Yeah. So I almost feel like, that's like, I got a pair of socks. They're
Batman socks.
I have Batman socks with capes. They're awesome.
Oh,
they have capes on the legs.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you spelled John Hill Hater.
No, you do not. But anyway, there you go, folks. Thanks for showing up today. You win all kinds of cool stuff. So, super awesome appreciation. Yeah, now everyone's messing. It's like a race. It's a race to the top, right?
Free stuff.
Quick! I want to get the cool stuff. So, all right then. So, anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? I mean, we can keep on going. I mean, we could talk about I don't know, puppy dogs.
Talk about my hatred for Google right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, and you know what's actually weird? We're gonna take the audio from this and put it into a podcast. So of course,
hell no, we're not.
Yeah. He's like, no, this is done. It's gonna be episode 20,
This is gonna
and
be
then
the last
nothing,
episode.
and then 22.
Yep.
Everything was good right up until this point. Then we just say shit at all. But. I'm sorry, y'all. Normally I can't really speak my mind, because I try to uphold some sort of.
But he's had Goldschlager, so.
Yeah, I know, y'all. Look, listen, look. When you look, man. When you see me get alcohol up in here, you know what you're ready to get into. All right, you seen them Powcast updates. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, y'all know what's gonna happen. Alcoholism on display. No. So anyway, we sit here and we had a great show. I think. What is this? People are now. Everyone who I sent a link to invite are trying really hard, and thank you all for trying to help me out, because I'm pretty sure that our frustration, as you can see John sitting here and then Alice sitting here, I'm pretty sure our frustration is coming through a little bit, but it's not on y'all. All y'all did right. It's
no.
Google. Yeah, it's not y'all at all. It's actually
not you
Google.
guys.
No, it's Google. So thank you all for sitting here and participating. So we're all great. So, anything else you want to talk about, or do you want to go ahead and wrap this up? John, I love you. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Two little boys in.
John, you are the only thing that could bring me up out of that slump just now. So I thank you for that.
Let's see, hold on. We got about, Zach Laban just now put up a comment. Talk about Star Wars. Hey, that is something to actually talk about. It is just now confirmed that the next Star Wars movie, past Episode 7, is not going to involve... No, I'm sorry, not the... Star Wars Episode 8, but the spin-off movie is not going to involve any old characters. It's going to include the new characters. So that's a bold direction to go in. I'm amped. I'm still jacked. Although Michael Gallimore said he wasn't interested in new Star Wars, but like I said, we got a new diverse cast. It's a brand new Star Wars movie with a new director. So I'm totally down with it. John, what are your thoughts?
Man, I just keep thinking about how. Just to catch up on this story. So, I'm a huge Alex Ross fan, and if you don't know who Alex Ross is, his artwork pretty much defines what comic book artwork can be. How great it is. There you go.
Yeah,
Alex Ross.
Alex Ross.
My comic book shop, Dwayne's World in Kingsport, Tennessee, which is such an amazing comic book shop, and Dwayne is such a cool cat, got me the Alex Ross variant cover for Darth Vader #1, and it got damaged in shipping. So anytime someone says anything about Star Wars right now, I'm just pissed. So I can't even think about Star Wars without just being pissed off about this right now.
And you know what makes it worse? What was your plans for that Star Wars book once you got it?
Well, no, here's the thing. So,
okay, man.
John, okay. Welcome to First World Problems. My name is John Gallimore. My Alex Ross variant cover got messed up, but that doesn't include the blank variant and the action figure variant that I got for Star Wars for Darth Vader #1. So yeah, and if you're asking me and sitting there thinking, what are you talking about, Darth Vader comics? Yeah, Marvel just started putting out these Star Wars comics right now. Yeah. The Star Wars #1, it kind of takes place in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. So if you're sitting there saying, I'm a Star Wars purist, I like Episode 4, 5, and 6, I don't like the first 3, then these comics are probably something that would really interest you. So yeah, to coincide with that, they had the Darth Vader series that just started today, and I also ordered the blank cover variant, and my plan is to have previous Palcast show guest Daryl Banks do a cover recreation for this in the vein of X-Men #1, but substitute in Star Wars characters. So yeah, there you go.
Which sounds pretty dope.
Pretty dope. Yeah.
So
yeah, if it could happen, that would be super cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be super, super fantastic. Let's see. There was something that I wanted to bring up. Are there any comic books that you like to recommend to interview viewers out there? I just personally started reading a new comic called Nailbiter from Image Comics. Have either of you heard of that comic book?
I'm aware of it. I have not read it.
Nailbiter, I think, it's a horror thriller comic, not just straight horror. And when I say horror thriller, I mean something along the lines of Silence of the Lambs. Nailbiter centers around a massive killings that happen within a small town, and the whole lore is this town produces serial killers. Like a big majority of serial killers that have been in the U.S. have come from this town. And there's another serial killer who is loose currently right now. And one of the serial killers, who is, I guess, a big deal, he went to trial and he got found innocent of all of his charges. So then this serial killer is forced to help the cops find another serial killer who's killing people, within this town. It's kind of like Silence of the Lambs, and it's called Nailbiter. It's from Image Comics. Another book that I highly recommend, you've probably heard John and I talk about it, is Wolf Moon. Now, if you want to hear an original take on the werewolf mythos, it's from Vertigo Comics, right, John?
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Written by Cullen Bunn.
Yes, it is probably one of the best werewolf horror comics that I've ever read in my entire life. Just for the unique take on the werewolf mythos. So if you have a chance, make sure to check out Wolf Moon. You can get it from Vertigo Comics. Let's see, there's something else that I've been checking out. I'm a big Kane Marco fan, aka the Juggernaut. Marvel just now released a brand new X-Men series called The Once and Future Juggernaut that shows basically the brand new Juggernaut coming into a fold. Basically, the Gem of Sidorak has crash-landed back on Earth, and it's looking for a new host to be the bearer of the Juggernaut power. And literally every single Juggernaut that has or will be is in this book, including the old-school Kane Marco, who used to be the former Juggernaut, and he had his powers stripped from him, and now he's, apparently in the comic book, he was working as a farmer, pretty much. He was just by himself, enjoying his time, and the Gem of Sidorak crashes in an Aztec temple, and the X-Men are first one there. Colossus is there. All these other heroes show up, and then of course Kane Marco is there. And the first one to get the Gem of Sidorak becomes the Juggernaut, and they have that power yet again. So those are some really cool comic books to check out. X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Black Vortex, I think just now came out. That's always a good title to check out with Flash Thompson, aka Venom, being a new part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, along with Kitty Pryde and Miss Marvel Carol Danvers is going to be in there. So make sure to check that out. John, do you got any books you'd recommend to any people that you're checking out?
Really, outside of mentioning Ivar Time Walker from Valiant, that was, as far as books I've read recently, that really just kind of took me by surprise. That was one of them. If you want something different, you like zombie stuff, the Shaolin Cowboy.
Oh yeah, man.
The Shaolin Cowboy
That's
is
my jam.
Dude, it's so much fun.
Yes.
Just think Darth Maul, chainsaw, bow staff versus zombies.
Yep.
It's a really great time. What about you, Allison? Was there anything else you've been reading recently or anything?
I'm holding my breath for the next Sabrina issue, which is real sad because it's taking forever. I've really just kind of been trying to stay caught up on, like, there's been a fairly recent new Afterlife with Archie, which I love. I love those books.
So good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've picked up a bunch of new ones, but I can't remember. I've caught up recently with, just for sentimental reasons and the fact that I love Kate Leth and she writes for it, the Edward Scissorhands comic. It's not like fantastic, but just for sentimental reasons because I love the movie and I love Kate Leth. Like, I think it's worth checking out. It's cute more than anything.
Sure.
It's just kind of cute.
It's the reason I love Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
It's just adorable.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. I started reading that for the past couple months.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good.
I was say, John, just in case for people who don't know that Silver Surfer series, could you talk about it and where they can find it possibly?
Goodness.
Dan Slott is writing it, and Michael and Laura Allred are on the pencils and pens and inks for it. And the first trade is out. think we're up to issue number 8, and it's such an endearing story. It's just a great comic book, and it really just takes you back into what a comic book it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this big, overdone, overplayed event. The comic issues for Silver Surfer, they connect from issue to issue, but it's not like you have to have this big, overarching, complex story. It can just be fun and cool to look at and inventive. And so I think it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely it goes to the top of my stack every time I've got a bunch of books to read.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. That's really cool. Allison, going back to where you're talking about Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I love the reinvention they've been doing with a lot of these characters. Sabrina, Archie, and
there's going to be Archie versus Predators coming out.
That's what I was just about to say. Archie versus Mother Predator. Word, yo. And then they had the Punisher made a crossover in Archie comics, which I thought John would be down about. But I just now started reading issues of Archie Afterlife, which Sabrina makes a cameo in.
Yes.
Dude.
Bad things happen to Sabrina.
Dude, that's so dope. And you know what's funny is I sit here and I think I think that a lot of people are like oh, you're talking about Archie, that's not like yes, Archie and Sabrina isn't like.
And they're like Melissa Joan Hart, like.
Yeah, exactly. Are these the old people comic books that I would see in the grocery aisle? Check it out. I don't know if I want to be into that. Y'all, look, this is a brand new re-envisioning. I say you like that, John. This is a brand new re-envisioning of these characters, Archie, Jughead, Sabrina. And it's more of a adult comic book, and it's actually a lot of horror and action related, which I am very, very surprised about. I love the Archie Afterlife because it's Archie zombies, pretty much, and it's some of the best writing that I've seen in such a long time. One of the things that I've saw was when Archie's dog is trying to protect Archie. And you see little word bubbles of what Archie's dog is trying to do, like like must protect
bark,
master.
Bark, bark. Yeah, and
exactly. Run master. Live for me. I give my life. It's some of the best writing that I've seen.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's such from an Archie comic. Archie comic.
The Sabrina, the one issue that came out. I'm trying not to be really grouchy about it because they're writing a show that's supposed to be centered around the whole universe Archie thing and make it that's kind of like I don't know how they're like I've read different things about it. It's not going to be like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch-esque kind of cutesy teeny bopper kind of show. Like it's going to be more gritty, I guess, but dark. I don't know. So I think that's why a lot of attention's gotten taken off of, because he's also been focusing on Afterlife with Archie. Like he's got that going, plus the guy that's involved, that writes for it, is doing the show, and he's got Sabrina. So I think that's part of the reason why Sabrina has taken so long. Right. But the first issue of Sabrina is super, like her origins and stuff, super dark, and I mean, it's just... but then the crazy thing is that you go through this super dark story that's like, not at all teeny bopper kids, supermarket checkout Archie comic. But in the back of it, they kind of put one of those like 50s Sabrina in her little 50s bathing suit with her blonde hair and her ponytail. Like, talking about, this is Riverdale High, and... this is Harvey, and I have a crush on it. Like it's totally so, and I think they're going to do that in every issue. They're going to have the throwback, which I think is really cool.
Cool.
So.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let's see, there's another thing I was going to talk about, and I completely forget. Powers. Have y'all heard about the new show called Powers that's coming to PlayStation? This series is based on a book written by Brian Michael Bendis, who John talked about in the show before, who's written a lot of great books. And Power centers around a former superhero who joins a elite detective squad, who's in charge of hunting down, well, not hunting down, but pretty much, keeping in line individuals with powers, pretty much. That's the best way to put it out. And it's being adapted into a online exclusive streaming show starring Sharto Copley. Now, you can go and check this trailer out on YouTube, but it's so weird because I think Sharto Copley is a really good actor. I think that he was awesome in District 9. I think he was awesome in Elysium. And what's funny is I when I say these two movies now, that's him talking in his South African accent. He's from South Africa. He was also rumored to be playing Bruce Banner in the Avengers when that movie came out, but that didn't go through, and Mark Ruffalo ended up playing Bruce Banner, which I think that's absolutely great. But there's a new TV series starring him coming up on PS4, which is going to be a live streaming only for the PlayStation Store. I don't know where it's going to go past that. But John and I were talking before the show. I played the trailer, which I didn't know how Google Hangout does, but apparently he couldn't hear the audio. But whenever Sharto Copley, who's from South Africa, tries to do an American accent, it's a little rough. I mean, it's not like what's her name, Charlize Theron. I think she can do a really good American accent when she wants, but it's kind of rough. But I encourage our viewers to go and check that out. It's called Powers. Look up Powers trailer. And as I look at my clock up here, it's 10:51 in February. We're inching ever so closely to Daredevil coming down to Netflix. And of course, Daredevil dropped a new trailer here a few days ago. Very dark. Very gritty. Matt Murdock going to the into the little prayer confessional and saying that he's not asking for forgiveness. He's just asking. Pretty much. He's about to do some bad stuff. I'm pretty amped about that. What are y'all's thoughts on that, John?
Dude, I'm a hardcore Daredevil fan, so I cannot wait. Like I have seriously been just counting down the days for this to start, so I just can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm pretty excited. It looks great. Like
Awesome.
Netflix knows what they're doing. I have every faith that all those shows that they're handling through Marvel are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is they just now released a statement where Daredevil is being rated TVMA. It's being TVMA, so it's for mature audiences. So with that, there's been a lot of great Daredevil shows that are sitting here, and I just got a text message from David Mars. He says he wants me on the show. I am not a hater, but from the storylines, some of the best storylines from Daredevil. I think in order to have that transfer over to a visual medium, it has to be TVMA. And what I'm worried about is that people who think of Daredevil automatically think of the Ben Affleck movie. They came out in the late 90s.
And I'm the only person on the planet that likes that movie.
No, you're not. I enjoyed that movie.
It's not terrible.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone. Because, dude, let me tell you, Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin?
Yeah.
Bro, let me tell you about that MCDKP. But anyway, but anyway, I think that it was a good movie. Of course, movies like that tend to suffer from bad scripts. But I don't know if Ben Affleck should have been Matt Murdock, but. I think Jennifer Garner was actually a pretty good Elektra. I think Colin Farrell as Bullseye was a really good casting choice. Although I felt like they should have done more of his character. They didn't really explain much about him and his overall arc going on there. Of all the people who got a spinoff, it was Elektra who got a spinoff sequel in our own movie from that. But we couldn't get no Bullseye. We couldn't get no Kingpin movie from that. But no, I guess that's the way. That's how the cookie crumbles. Let's see, I'm trying to think of some other cool stuff we could talk about, but we're getting
It's
ready.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's time to go ahead and get on out of here. But y'all, I want to go ahead and say thank you very much for tuning in with us on our very first live show podcast. I'm sitting here reflecting on the things I've learned from Google Hangouts. I'm going to try and make it even more awesome and more better the next time we have a live show. So, but anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this POWcast episode, and we're going to go ahead and sign off. I'm John Hale. John, you want to sign off?
Yeah, I'm John Gallimore, and sincerely, thank you for hanging out, and thank you very much for, like I said, just growing with us as we grow as a show, and thanks for checking out and playing tonight.
All right, Allie B.
And
Last
thanks
word.
you guys for hanging out. I'm Allison Ball.
All right, guys, and like I said, those people who sent us your addresses for product and merch, it's going to be on a first come first serve basis. So fingers crossed, we'll go ahead and get to you ASAP. Since there's only a max of 12 people showing up, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to hit a majority of those people out there. But I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in and watching us. Pretty much. Hang in there and make this episode and see what goes into all this content that we put in for all of you. So I want to thank you guys again. So for this episode 21 of POWcast, I'm John Hale. That's been John Gallimore, and that's also been Allison Ball. We'll catch you on the flip.
See ya.